last two number one overall picks going head-to-head. Joe Burrow's Bengals are in the mix in the tough AFC North, while Trevor Lawrence has gotten off to a rough start with Jacksonville, but that's no surprise to Dan Orlovsky.
There's one thing that I think Joe Burrow does better, and I think he does it better than any quarterback, young quarterback in the NFL right now, and I think it's the hardest thing to teach. He doesn't panic with the football. I love Trevor Lawrence. Give me Joe Burrow.
I'm thinking about Trevor Lawrence. This brother can fling that football. He's got some wheels on him. He's 6'6", not 6'3". Listen to folks talk about Trevor Lawrence and what they said about him coming out of college.
The situation.
And I'm just like,
matters.
yeah, wait a minute now. I can't do that. I can't give Burrow over Lawrence.
Okay, Stephen A., who has more upside, Burrow or Lawrence?
To me, it's Lawrence. And I'm not taking anything away from Joe Burrow because he can ball. Mm-hmm. I saw this brother throw 3 interceptions against Chicago. So Dan talking about how, he doesn't panic and he doesn't panic with the football or whatever. Well, that Sunday afternoon, I wouldn't say that didn't happen. I'm sorry. That's just not how I feel. I'm sorry.
We weren't talking about that Sunday.
Listen, damn it.
He said moments of panic.
Dan Orlovsky said it going into that Sunday, and the brother went out through 3 interceptions in the game.
What did he do last week?
That's neither here. But that doesn't take anything away. I know how gifted Joe Burrow is. It's just that I'm looking at Trevor Lawrence, just some of the logistics, man. 6'6", with that arm, mobile, can move without the football. He's smart. He can make every throw. Some of these dimes he's throwing out there, I don't see Joe Burrow being able to do anything that Trevor Lawrence can't do. The problem with Trevor Lawrence right now, in my opinion, is he doesn't have a team. He's got a rookie head coach on the pro level, okay? Then they don't have that much talent, particularly on the offensive side of the ball. And so his mentality is, I want to go out there and be a hero. I'm going to take chances, and I'm going to be about making plays. So we understand that he's not going to look what's so great this year. It's going to be a rough initiation into the National Football League. But what I see from Trevor Lawrence, you put some talent around that brother. And I'm telling you right now, I truly believe he's going to be one of the great ones. It's not to say that Joe Burrow won't be, because I respect the hell out of Joe Burrow. But I think that Trevor Lawrence is as advertised, and I think he will show us.
Yeah, both these guys are great players. I mean, I would argue that there is some talent around Trevor Lawrence. I mean, DJ Chark, Laviska Shenault, Marvin Jones, Robinson, those are good skill position guys. The question really is, who's got a brighter future, the Bengals or the Jags? Because if we've learned anything, and if I've hopefully brought the fans into anything over my time at ESPN, is that quarterbacking is a dependent position. And you bring up the Jaguars kind of organizationally. There's still question marks. There's still a ton of unproven aspects. The Cincinnati Bengals win tonight. They're 3-1. The Cincinnati Bengals are 3-1. And my mind goes back to Joe Burrow taking that hit in the knee last year against the Washington football team. And almost that cringeworthy, oh my gosh, is that everything? Because that knee injury was brutal. And if you had told everybody, their head coach Zach Taylor and their offensive coordinator Brian Callahan, hey man, you guys are going to be playing on Thursday night with the chance to go 3-1, you're going to take that. And a big reason why is because number 9. Stephen A., you pointed out those interceptions against Chicago, and they're valid. Those weren't moments of panic. He just didn't see a linebacker one time. One time he got hit, ball got popped up in the air. And I look how he responded the following week against the Steelers defense. That was without starters on their defensive line, no question asked.
Right.
But Joe Burrow was dominant. I mean, he was absolutely dominant with the football. And so the brighter feel if you asked me who I think is more talented, just in a box, we're doing measurables. Trevor Lawrence is a more talented player. He's bigger, he's stronger, he's faster, more powerful arm, more electric release. But if you're asking me who I think has got the immeasurables, the things that we can't necessarily chart when it comes to the quarterback spot, the vision, again, the ability to not poise with the football, panic with the football, the instincts, I think Joe Burrow's got that.
Are you saying Trevor Lawrence doesn't have that?
I think Joe Burrow's got more. I think Stephen A., I'm just telling you, listen, I was 2 seasons ago in college football. Trevor Lawrence was playing as good as anybody when Joe Burrow was leading LSU. Trevor Lawrence was balling out, playing unbelievable. And I said, Trevor Lawrence is playing just as good as Joe Burrow. And I felt that way. And then I was on the field for the national title game. And I walked away.
Dan,
I'm telling Stephen A.,
Dan.
this kid is different.
Come on, Dan. Listen, Clemson defense.
Wired
Hold on. Clemson's defense was not what LSU's defense was that year.
I'm
That's
not debating
number one.
that.
And remember that cat for Clemson got ejected from the game on that boat. 2 years in a row, this guy got ejected for crying out loud.
I'm not debating that.
And I don't even believe he deserved it.
What I'm saying is I've stood and watched both of them. I think they're going to be great. Yeah. But watching Joe Burrow, you just get this feeling that you're watching the next Steve Young. You just get this feeling you're watching the next guy that has those immeasurables, the ability to gravitate his teammates towards him.
Hold on. I think Steve Young is phenomenal. Yeah. Steve Young is phenomenal. He's a Hall of Famer. Has he ever been in the conversation as the greatest ever?
No.
What I'm saying to you is that as great as Steve Young is, there were just a few, that were considered better.
Yeah.
It is plausible that Joe Burrow is everything that Dan Orlovsky says, and Trevor Lawrence might be better.
I don't know how you guys have not mentioned the fact that the Jags have lost 18 straight.
Yes.
We're just going to gloss over that?
Yeah, because we don't.
1-15 last season, 0-3 this year.
That's what he's dealing with.
Come on.
I'm somewhat sensitive to talking about teams that go on long losing streaks, so I try not to bring it up too much.
Yeah.
That's my point.
I support those teams. I just want you to know that.
Who's got the brighter future?
I ride with them.
I mean, the Bengals got a chance to be 3-1 tonight. I did not think that was going to be a reality once I saw that knee injury last year.
They probably will be. They're favored by 7.5. We'll talk to Tim Tebow about his former coach tomorrow's show.
Yeah,
so that'll be good. It's good the Jags are on tonight, and then we have Tim tomorrow.
Whatever.
Still ahead on First Take. Surprise, surprise. Can I ever win on the show? Which team would Dan say has exceeded all expectations through the first 3 weeks? Not who you expect. Keep it locked.
Take is brought to you by Lexus. Experience amazing.
The NBA season tips off this month, and the association is making mandates as we are obviously still amidst a global pandemic. Unvaccinated NBA players in New York City and San Francisco will not be paid for missed games resulting from local COVID-19 vaccine mandates that prevent them from playing. So the announcement came one day after the NBA made clear its preference to employ a vaccine mandate for its players, pointing to the Players Union as the roadblock to securing 100% vaccination for its members. This could cost unvaccinated players on the New York Knicks, Brooklyn Nets, Golden State Warriors significant salary, like Kyrie Irving and Andrew Wiggins. Now, the NBA's executive vice president of communications released this statement. Any player who elects not to comply with local vaccination mandates will not be paid for games that he misses. Jay Williams moonlighting with us after 4 hours of television. Thank you so much for sticking around with us, sir.
My pleasure.
I'll start with you here. Jay, how do you see this playing out between players in the league?
Well, I think it depends on who the players are. I think for some players, if they are adamant enough that maybe they need more time to come to a conclusion, which I find to be respectable. Look, I am vaccinated. If I'm having a conversation with somebody that is on the fence about whether they want to be vaccinated or not, and they say, hey, look, I just need some more time to see how this thing mutates, to see if the vaccination process changes in time.
Should Fields push his way out?
I may not like it, but at the end of the day, I have to respect that, right? So if they've accumulated a certain amount of wealth to a certain degree, and they didn't want to be forced or mandated to get a vaccine, if they have $70, $80 million in the bank, maybe they don't want to play. Maybe they don't want to play. I don't understand, and I think this is a moment that was a lost opportunity for the league. The league has always been extremely progressive to me in their stances on things. And to kind of say, hey, we're going to fall underneath the shield of the municipality of New York and San Francisco, there's something internally me, and I am vaccinated. I get the point of it. But when companies mandate that people have to get vaccinated to a certain degree, I think that forces people to dig their heels into the sand even more. And the people who have the wealth behind them to do so, if they feel like they are being forced, may not want to do that. And at the end of the day, if that's their decision, I have to respect that. But it's all weird to me because Kyrie can lose 52% of his salary, $18 million for the 2 games he plays against the Knicks and here in Brooklyn. But Kyrie can then go play in Golden State. Andrew Wiggins has to lose 50% of his salary, but can come here in New York and play here with no repercussions. Or Bradley Beal, who decides maybe he doesn't want to get vaccinated, Stephen A., will make his full salary in $37 million and will not lose anything.
There's a lot of governing bodies involved in this.
That's my point.
Beyond
Let
the
me
NBA.
respond to that.
Sure.
Get the hell over it.
I don't have to.
I'm not talking about you.
Okay.
I'm speaking in general. You know that. I got love for you. You know,
No, we're on the same page.
I'm saying get the hell over it. Here's why. You know, money matters. I like to get paid. You like to get paid? Don't you like to get paid?
I do.
But you know something, Jay? If you live in New York, they going to take your money. You're going to get taxed at about 13%. You go to California, you're going to get taxed at about New York, 11, 12%. California, you're going to get taxed about 13%. Last time I checked in Philadelphia, it's about 3%. Delaware is 0. The state of Washington might be 0.
Nice.
It's the point that I'm trying to make to you. All things ain't equal. We all know that. There are advantages that come along. I was just talking to Justin Termini, and Eddie yesterday on their show on NBA radio. And then Justin Termini was pointing that out. Wait a minute, Eddie Johnson, he was like, he said, there's always discrepancies in the world of sports. Everybody don't get paid the same. You don't get taxed the same. You got to deal with it on that level. Now, here's where you and I are aligned because I side with you on this because I brought this up yesterday, I believe. I don't like the fact that Kyrie Irving could be is not allowed to play at the Barclays Center, but a visitor can. Either no one that's unvaccinated can play in the Barclays Center, or you can play in the Barclays Center. It's just that simple. That's number one. Let me get political here for a quick second to Mayor de Blasio in New York City. Okay. Just a suggestion, sir. Before you go in front of the microphone and call out Kyrie Irving for not being vaccinated, could you deal with the police officers in New York that ain't vaccinated? Because he has dominion over them. The police department answers to the mayor.